I'm sure you've heard of the fight or flight response. You may or may not have heard that there's two extras. So there's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Today, we are going to talk about fawning as a stress response when you are in your sympathetic nervous system. Fawning is essentially over-pleasing, over-accommodating, pacifying people around you, basically trying to make it all look nice and sweet. It's actually very common in people who came from religious trauma. Because if you think of submission, you have to fawn. You have to just be over-pleasing, over-accommodating, do everything for those people. Everything's fine. I don't need anything. And this is one of the keys to fawning. Is it commonly is at your own expense, right? So you do everything for everyone else at your expense. In its extreme version, you see this in like the martyr, right? Like I give her everybody, I do everything for everybody, and nobody ever does anything for me. That's when somebody's basically been pushed into that for so long that they're resentful about it. Anyhow, how does this show up in sex? You're like, wait, there's sexual fawning, Angela? Yes, there is. So how women fawn sometimes in their sex lives is by basically over-accommodating at their own expense in the sex life. So one example that I have is a female who's been in a marriage for however many years. I've had it as long as 10, 12 years, where they've never had an orgasm, but they also never tell their partners. So they fawn. They appear as though they're enjoying themselves because they're trying to please their partner, but they never share with their partner. Actually, I'm not getting orgasms. This isn't feeling very good. I don't like this, because they're so worried about the response they're going to get. They want to hurt their partner. They don't want to hurt his ego. And sometimes it doesn't even have to do with that partner, right? So the fawning can happen if you're worried about your partner's reaction, but it can happen from a historic trauma situation as well, in which if you were just trained to constantly, please, 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 do whatever you can for everyone else, you don't matter, like that sort of thing. If you've just been trained to do that through different traumas in your history, then you will do it naturally in that relationship and in your sexual relationship. Just don't tell them, I don't like this. Or like another way you'll see a woman sexually fawn, and it's typically women, but men can do it too. Anyone can have a fawn response, but like I just get a lot of women who do this, right? So they'll be having a sexual experience. Maybe a guy's going down on them. Maybe he's doing different things with her breasts, but she won't tell him what she likes or doesn't like. She'll just kind of accept it. And like, he could be close to something you might like, but you never say it. You just hope. You just like, will he do it? Will he do it? Will he do it? In your head. But you never just say, hey, move a little to the left. Like it seems simple, but like when you're in a fawn response, it's not. It's a physiological response that's blocking you from just saying, hey, this would feel more comfortable. That's why I'm like tightening my shoulders, because as I'm like mimicking this fawn response, you're like, this is how it kind of feels in the body. And I want you to see that. And so it's hard to detect it, because in the fawn response, you're over-pleasing, you're over-accommodating. It could almost look like in life a type of role play where they make everything look good around them, but deep down they're struggling with a lot. Actually, you see this in Southern families where like they put this presence of like, everything's fine, we're just gonna go bless your heart. And really like there is a train wreck at home. That's fawning. That's what fawning looks like in action, in life action. But in sexual action, it looks like having sexual things happen to you that you don't really like, but that you kind of accept and tolerate until you can't. Because that's the problem. Sex is a chronic condition. I mean, like, what I mean by that is it's chronic. Like, it's expected that we're going to have sex multiple times in our lives, right? So I don't want to call it a condition. It's a chronic experience, right? It's something we're going to do again and again. So if you are chronically, like, why I think of it like that is like, if you're chronically fawning in your sexual experience over time, that's going to push you into disgust, because you can't keep dealing with sex that's not fun or that's not enjoyable without having consequences. And so usually what will happen is a female has basically shut down by the time she's come to see me, or she's even further and she's in disgust around sex, because again, she never felt comfortable saying, hey, I'd like this, let's try this. Like feeling like she has a right to negotiate for something that would feel good to her. That's what creates disgust. So yeah, that's something you're gonna have to work on in therapy. If you would like to see me as a therapist, please visit me at therapistinstlouis.com. Please like and subscribe for more videos and support me. And also you can submit your comments below.